All right, let's make some delicious banana bread. Now, as you know, I love to grow all sorts of tropical fruits, and I've grown a whole lot of bananas. So I've got some bananas here today. They, as you can see, are nice and ripe. I've got 5. So usually I'd use about like 2 or 3 really big bananas, but today these are slightly smaller. As you can see, maybe the size of my hand. I'm going to use 5, so it's going to be nice and juicy and delicious. Now these bananas are really nice. I'm so keen to use them in banana bread. And you know when you grow bananas, you get so many at once, so this is the perfect way to use up some bananas. So to begin, I have 2 cups of all-purpose flour in front of me, just some plain flour, and I'm going to combine my dry ingredients together. So to the 2 cups of all-purpose flour, I'm going to add in 1 1/4 teaspoons of baking soda, otherwise known as bicarb of soda. This is going to help to leaven the banana bread and make it rise. Optionally, I have some spices here that I like to add in. I've got 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of cardamom, and 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. I also like to shake in a little bit of salt too. Now that the dry ingredients are all in, I'm just going to combine them. Alright, I'm just going to set these to the side. Now moving on, I'm going to mash up my bananas. So I'm just going to peel them all. So I'm going to peel them all and pop them straight into my bowl and mash them with a fork. My bananas are now nicely mashed, and let's start combining everything. So let's move over to the stand mixer. You can use a handheld mixer in a large bowl if you'd like to. It's easy to do it for me in the stand mixer. You can use whatever you have. Now I'm going to start with 100 grams of softened butter. Now I'm mostly just going to use butter in this recipe because, as most people I think know, banana bread is really moist, and a lot of that moistness comes from the bananas itself. So the bananas are very sweet, they add a lot of sugar and moistness and just make the cake really nice. That's why I'm predominantly using butter, but I'm still going to use a little bit of oil just to help bring some more moistness. You can never have cake that's too moist. So I'm going to add 100 grams of softened butter and 1 cup of brown sugar, which will make this nice and rich. I'm just going to cream these together on a medium-high speed for a few minutes, just until they're nicely combined. Now that the brown sugar and eggs are nicely creamed, I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. You can use any neutral tasting oil here. And then I'm going to add 2 large eggs, one at a time. It can also be a good idea to give the bowl a quick scrape down to make sure there's no remaining butter and sugar left on the sides. You want to make sure everything's nice and combined and becomes nice and fluffy. Now that that's all combined and looking like a big mess, I'm going to add in about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, just for some lovely flavour. And I'm going to add in my mashed bananas. Now it doesn't matter if these aren't quite or perfectly mashed. It's nice to have some lumps, and also when it beats in the stand mixer, it will help break up too. These bananas just smell delicious. They smell sweeter and like they have much more flavour than just normal bananas you get from the supermarket. And also, as a last wet ingredient, I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of sour cream. So I'm just going to mix this together really nicely until it's combined, and then I'm going to add in the flour. This is looking amazing. So I'm just going to slowly fold the flour into the mixer on low. You don't want to you really don't want to overmix this, otherwise it can become very chewy and just not nice and fluffy and light like you want it. That looks good. I'm just going to finish the rest off by hand to make sure it doesn't get overmixed. You just want to make sure, again, everything's off the bottom and there's no lumps of flour. But as soon as it's just combined, it is ready. All right, this mixture is looking delicious, and I'm just going to spoon this into my tin. All right, here we go. Now I'm going to bake this for about 50 to 60 minutes. It does take a while, at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll know this is ready when you stick a toothpick in and it comes out dry. All right, here we go. Here's my delicious banana bread. I've just taken it out of the oven, I've taken it out of the tin, and it looks great, smells great, and I cannot wait to try it. I just love all that cool caramelization on top here, and the really cool parts where it's split. It looks delicious and the smells so good. Let's cut into it and see what it looks like. Now I've got a nice thick piece here, which looks amazing. Just ready for some nice soft butter over it, and yeah, looks incredible. Now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, like and subscribe, and you'll see some more cool stuff soon.